Well, the Triple BE amended codes of good practice came into law on the 1st of May, set to improve the implementation of the redress policy and close some loopholes. Some industry players, however, feel that the DTI has not clarified several important points in the legislation, including the revision of sector codes, and some agencies have still not been accredited to issue certificates under the new codes. So to clarify the position of the DTI on this matter, we're joined by Takalani Tambani, who's Acting Chief Director for BEE at the DTI. Thank you so much, Takalani, for your time today. Firstly, how do you respond to comments from some in the industry who say they have not been communicated to fully and properly?
Thank you, Siki, and thank you for inviting us. I think it's important just to indicate that the Triple BE Codes of Good Practice, which came to effect on the 1st of May, have been in the market for the past 18 months. So there's been a thorough consultations which we have done with all the stakeholders in the economy, including big business, small business, multinationals. So it's a culmination of the work which started 18 months ago, and there's been a lot of support from the different stakeholders. So we are very much excited in terms of the work which has been done up to the implementation date, which is the 1st of May. And we are getting a lot of support from stakeholders which are going to implement the new codes now going forward.
All right. Well, some of the industry is saying that, for example, parts of the codes have still not been gazetted. Others have not been issued for comment, and that the verification manual is nowhere to be seen. What's the truth in that?
It's important to just indicate to the market that the 80% of the work which we are talking about of the Codes of Good Practice, which was issued on the 1st of May this year, there is part of 20% which is the outstanding work, which is going to be gazetted on Thursday, the 7th of May, which is a day after tomorrow. That is the final version of the work which will be gazetted and issued for implementation. Now, with regard to technical assistance guide, which are supportive documents which are supposed to work in terms of providing more guidance and implementation framework for the Triple BE, all these documents are on their way to be gazetted in a very short space of time. So we have provided a very good framework for the proper implementation of the Triple BE codes so far. Remember, the Minister of Trade and Industry has got an opportunity to issue clarity practice notes on an ongoing basis, in ensuring that there is enough guidance and framework for implementation.
So the 20% that you say still has to be worked through, will that affect the way that the industry and companies that have to comply with BE actually function from now on, up until?
Let me clarify that point to say that the 20% we are talking about is the part of the work which was issued for two months consultation process up to December last year. So the last 2 months of the year, we issued that work to the market for consultation, and we received about 45 comments from the entire market in terms of what needs to be done on that work. So we then consolidated that work, which is now the final product of what has been already issued in the market, consulted, people, market has seen that. So we are gazetting the very final work which is being consolidated now for implementation. And that is how the policy formulation processes unfold in government.
What I'm trying to understand is, will this affect people's BE scores? Will it affect the way that verification agencies function up until those pieces that you're talking about have been gazetted?
Let me clarify that point to indicate that when we measure Triple BE, we also always measure retrospectively, meaning that you measure 12 months backwards. So, for example, if you did a BE certificate on Thursday last week, which was on the last day of April, you will have used the last 12 months, which is your financial year. So you will have used the 2007 BE Codes of Good Practice, and you will have get a certificate which will be valid for the next 12 months. Meaning that if now you're going to be using the new Codes of Good Practice, so the effect of this new Codes of Good Practice will be felt 12 months later. Meaning that when people starting to measure next year around this time around, they will be using the last 12 months, which is now from today up to the end of April next year. So what we're trying to do, I mean, what we have issued now is just to give you a sense of how, when you make your plans in terms of BEE, enterprise development, procurement, what kind of initiatives should we be able to embark as a company, so that when you get measured at the end of 12 months, you will then be measured based on that.
Okay.
So it's clear in that regard that business as usual. All certificates are still valid in the market, and they will be used until the new code of practice came. Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks for your time today. Takalani Tambani is with the Department of Trade and Industry.